Angry Dave podcast. I'm Dave, and my next guest is Lauren. Hello, Lauren. Say hello to the world.
Hello, world. Hi, Dave.
Hello. Lauren, I guess we've known each other for, I don't know, is it 25 years? That's 20 years at least.
Yeah, like I probably met your wife when I was like 20, 19 or 20, so I'm almost 42. Yep,
Yeah.
20 something.
And we met, I guess, through the Irish pub. Does that sound right?
Yeah, she worked with one of my best friends at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, then I met you not long after that.
Sure. You don't have any Angry Dave stories, do you? I don't think so.
I don't think so, no. I've only seen Delightful Dave.
Delightful drunk Dave. Drunk Dave is a much better version generally as a not drunk Dave, especially when not drunk Dave is around drunk people.
Yeah,
I'm not good. I'm not good with that.
no, that's not fun.
All right. So you are how old?
I'll be 42 in October.
And where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Delco, Ridley Park.
Ridley Park. Tell me about childhood. You have any brothers and sisters?
I have an older sister. She's a year and a half older. She lives in Brooklyn with her husband.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was early childhood like for you guys?
Oh, it was good. Me and my sister, we were close enough in age that we were only 1 year apart in school, and she's extremely smart.
Yeah.
So everybody, like every teacher, just kind of assumed, like, oh, Lauren's going to be a breeze. Plus, I knew everything that was going on, like all the school assignments and everything. And
Yeah.
we got to play on the same sports teams,
That was cool.
Went down the shore in the summers.
Yeah.
We lucked out. My parents have been together since they were like 14.
Yeah.
They're still happily married.
Weird.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Laura and I have been together since we were 18.
Yeah, you guys actually met on the same floor of the dorms that I lived in when I went to Westchester,
Is
I
that
think,
right?
on Tyson Hall.
Tyson Hall, 7th floor. Yeah.
Yep, 7th floor penthouse.
Yeah. I was going to, so everybody knows I was going to bang the girl next door to me, and we're married. Still 1994. That happened. What were you like as like an early middle schooler? What was Lauren like?
Oh my God, I was a monster. I had a lot of my dad still hates my choice of fashion growing up. I was very out there with my fashion and stuff. I still played a lot of sports and stuff, but that's when I got into music and everything. So
Yeah.
at that point, like by the time I was done middle school, I was like taking the train into the city all day to go to shows and stuff at the Troc.
Were you like hair color choices a pain in the ass?
Oh, yeah, but my neighbor down the street would do my hair in her basement, and she would call my mom every time before to say, is this okay? Because at one point I shaved the side of my head, dyed it black. Like it kind of gave like Hitler vibes, but I didn't really think about that. And then
Right.
I just kind of started bleaching it on my own. And yeah, there was pinks, reds.
Were other than eclectic choices, were you a pain in the ass like at home? Were you?
No, I was like a big tattletale.
Oh yeah.
Like when my dad got home, because he worked in like Maryland, I
Yeah.
would follow him around the house, being like, oh, Jill did this, Jill did that, like, follow him around. But
Yeah.
I think I was pretty much a good kid.
Yeah. You have like a first memory about childhood?
It's not like a first memory, but it's like my favorite youngest memory.
Yeah.
My mom was always into like, everybody thinks this is mean when I tell it to them, but
Yeah.
my mom always liked like horror movies and stuff like that when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So when I was 8, I was in like 2nd grade, and I remember whenever we heard like a urban legend, it was always about this crazy rich inbred family that lived on the state line called the DuPonts, which
Yeah.
is like not far from the truth and everything.
Right.
So one year before Halloween, we went to Catholic school, so we had off like that day and the day after or whatever.
Yeah.
And my mom would always have a big party on Halloween, but for like a month leading up to that, she's like, careful walking to school. One of the DuPonts got out of the insane asylum. And it was me and my sister and our 3 neighbor friends and stuff. So we would walk to school, and there would be this guy following us. We're like, oh, this is, it's probably one of the DuPonts. We go out for a recess, and there's a guy outside on the other side of the fence, like calling our names.
Yeah.
So we go out trick-or-treating that night, and this guy is following us around. So we're getting increasingly more freaked out because I was 8. My sister was like a year and a half older. We were all like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And so we're all back at my parents' house, like counting our candy and trading and stuff.
Yeah.
And this man with an axe kicks in the back door and comes running through. And there's probably like 30 people in the house, like a lot of kids. Everybody was crying, kids wet themselves and stuff. And then my grandmother, like my dad's mom, pulls off this mask. She had been following us around for like 2 weeks. It was like this long con.
Oh, Jesus.
And like looking back, I think it's like a core memory. I really appreciate that my mom went that far.
Right.
But everybody else is like, that's borderline like abusive.
No,
I was
that's
like,
amazing.
no, like my dad's like, I told her it was mean, but I
I love
I
it.
think it's funny.
Your grandmother followed you. How
Y-
did you react? Did you start crying?
Oh, I grabbed on my mom's one leg. My friend grabbed on the other. Other kids went out the front door. Like she had like spaghetti sauce on an axe.
Oh, that's amazing.
I mean, now you'd end up on a list if you're standing outside
Yeah,
of a school. I don't care if you know the kids there or not. Like
yeah.
that's
And
yeah.
you were 8 years old. What year is this?
Uh,
1988.
like 88.
Yeah, still 80s. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Still like pre after school special.
Yeah. It was still when a lot of kids were getting kidnapped, I feel like there's a lot more kidnappings back then,
I,
but
f- yeah, that may or may not be. I wonder if that's true or not.
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like
It seemed like a bigger deal.
it did seem like a bigger. I was terrified. I was a latchkey kid. I was terrified as a little kid, though.
Yeah.
I was absolutely terrified of being picked up when I was like maybe 9 or 10 years old. And this kid, I was walking home from school, and I had to walk about a mile home by myself. And my uncle would always be there to open the door for me,
Mhm.
right? So he would be there at the end of the day, and he was like 6 years older than me. So really kind of my big brother. And this kid's walking me home on his bike and standing next to me, and he's probably 3 years older than me. So he's like right in between me and John, my uncle, and he keeps telling me that he knows the guy in the van that's stealing kids. That everybody,
Yeah.
you had that story, right?
Yeah.
Everybody had the white van story. Would know, it was like the white Econoline van. The guy was stealing kids, and he kept fucking with me. He was just fucking with me. He's gonna come and get you. He's gonna come and
Yeah.
get you. So we finally get to the corner of my street, and I see that my uncle's sitting there, and I got so happy. And I had my metal Star Wars
Oh,
lunchbox,
nice.
and I changed hands with it, and we got about 3 doors away, and I just blasted the kid as hard as I could and told him, "Fuck you!"
Yeah.
Boom, knocked him off the bike and ran behind my uncle. And the kid gets up and try to chase off me, and my uncle knocks him down.
Jesus.
Knocks him down. It was a great story. All right, a little angry Dave story.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, they used to, my parents always be like, what do you do if a stranger talks to you? I was like, I don't talk to them unless they give me candy. Like I couldn't grasp that part. So my
Right.
parents really didn't want to let me like out of the like the
Yeah.
yard.
Yeah. All right. So what were you like moving into your high school?
Oh, I was Jinko jeans, like baggy sweatshirts, weird haircuts,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you do? You do okay in school? You were fine?
I started like grade wise.
Yeah.
I started off okay, and then like I started drinking and smoking weed, and like
Yeah.
I was really good at math up until like eighth grade, ninth grade. I had like a really shitty algebra teacher, and then from there I just couldn't get it, and
Yeah.
like I graduated, I got into college, so
Right. You were fine.
But yeah, I could have tried harder probably.
What would your parents said about you at that time?
Oh, I mean, we were like, my parents were kind of like, we're never going to check up on you unless you give us a reason to.
Yeah.
And I feel like we gave them thousands of reasons to. Like, I think in like ninth grade, I think it was like the blizzard of like 95, 96. I don't
Yeah.
know if you remember that.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had like 2 weeks off of school, and my friends were walking to my house because my mom and dad both worked. So they were walking over and they found a case of beer on the train tracks.
Yeah.
So they like shoved it in their pockets. So we had like a case of like Natty Light or something for like a week
Right.
because, we weren't drinking that much. And my friend's little sister ratted on us. I was like, well, they're right there. Like every weekend we were drinking like in the woods under the I-95 overpass, or like
Right.
we would get like an older friend to get us like a motel room at Motel 6, and we would just like trash it. But like other than like the drinking and stuff like that, I was a fairly good kid. I was like mega prude, so it
Yeah.
didn't, I wasn't, having babies or anything.
Yeah. Right. Right. How about as when you were back to being a middle schooler? Did you like want to be something when you grew up? Do you have any like
Well,
dreams,
like
aspirations?
fifth, sixth grade, I wanted to be a marine biologist like every other girl. And
Yeah.
then at some point I wanted to like design sneakers.
Oh, that
So
sounds fun.
yeah, I went to fashion school, and that was like not for, I went to Philadelphia University because
Yeah.
they've got a good fashion program. It was not for me. So
Really.
yeah, I think I wanted to be like a fashion designer or something like that. Nothing
Yeah.
like acting or anything. Like I did a lot of school play, like not school plays, but local theater and stuff, but
Yeah.
like never wanted to try out. Like I was like, I just want to like join and like be in the background somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. I did the lighting at the high school plays.
yeah. I
Like,
did sound, and when I was in high school, I did makeup.
yeah, I was the opposite. I absolutely wanted to try out, but I was too afraid of
Oh
rejection.
yeah,
I was so terrified of being not cool,
yeah,
and then not being cool, and then if I would get rejected, so that it would be like I would double over on itself.
yeah.
That was my fear. Stupid, but anyway.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
No, I'm the same way.
so you graduate high school what year?
99.
99. You go to University of Arts. Where you go?
No, I went to Philadelphia University. I got accepted to College of Textile and Science, and then they changed it to Philadelphia University. I went there for like 2 years
Okay.
and hated it.
Yeah. What was it about it that you hated?
Oh, I just didn't like the people.
Yeah.
And then I kind of started to realize how cutthroat the fashion industry is. And I was like, I don't really think this is for me. I'm going to have a hell of a time.
Right.
So I was like, I took a year off and then I went to Westchester for, I don't know, I went to college for a total of like 8 years, I think.
Really?
Never graduated.
So what did you go to Westchester for?
International business, and I minored in Spanish.
Yeah.
I can't speak Spanish.
It's funny.
I was good at the classes, but
Did you have as much fun at Westchester as I did?
oh, probably not. Nobody liked me.
Really?
I
Yeah.
was like weird. I had friends that were like people had to hang out with me because like my friend was popular. She was like my roommate in Tyson was like a Britney Spears impersonator, like, and stuff like that. So,
Really?
but I was not like that. I was still wearing like UFO pants and like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just didn't fit in there. But I also turned 21 when I was in the dorms, so I was like a little more popular because
I
of that.
think I remember that. I
Yeah.
knew you then, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. You going back to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that like being a little bit older than everybody?
I mean, I didn't really.
It didn't matter.
No, it didn't bother me. I remember one time these people I didn't drive at the time. So these guys on like the second floor were like, hey, if we give you $75, can you just buy us as much alcohol as you can? And I spent $75 on Mad Dog, which was like at the time, like maybe $3.
Right.
And they got caught almost immediately with it.
Yeah.
Well, no, because that's a dry campus too.
Yeah, it was such a pain in the ass.
Like even being 21, I couldn't have beer in the dorm.
I know. I got caught one time by a girl, and then she was drinking my beer.
Yeah.
Fucking like a week later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I laid into her a little bit there.
Yeah.
You get out of Philadelphia University. Did you go right to Westchester?
No, it's weird. I remember I dropped out on September 11th, 2001.
Oh wow.
Because I remember I had to tell these two girls I was going to get an apartment with, and I'm thinking, how could this day get any worse?
Right.
And then that happened, so it
Yeah.
kind of humbled my problems a little bit.
Yeah, right. And then so did you hang around the city for a couple of years, or what'd you do?
No, I moved back in with my parents,
Okay.
took a year off, and then I went to Westchester for a few years. Then I moved back in with my parents when I was done Westchester.
And then when did you move back into the city?
So actually, I lived at Philadelphia University for like one semester.
Yeah.
But I lived with my parents until I was 35.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everybody makes fun of me. I was like, you would live with my parents too. Like my mom's a good cook. Like they're super fun to be around.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have to pay rent like pretty much ever in my life.
Yeah.
So, but when I started dating my boyfriend Jonathan, I was 30.
Okay.
And at like 35, he's 4.5 years old. And he's like, are you seriously not going to move in with me? So, and like to this day, my dad is still bummed that I moved out. And I was like, well, like my sister moved out at like 18. I moved out at 35. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's like, I just miss having you around. It's like,
Well, I mean, not a lot of people have nice relationships with their parents.
oh, yeah.
What are you up to these days? What's going on? Like,
I work in real estate, mostly in Delco.
Yeah.
And then, sad, not fun thing. My mom's doing chemo right now, so I
Yeah.
spend like half the time at my parents and half the time at my apartment in Fishtown. So they're positive about it, though. It's
Yeah.
just like,
sucks.
yeah,
It's
but
no fun.
they got it all.
Do they?
Think, and they're just doing this like preemptive, strike just to make sure they got it all out of there because it's
Yeah.
like a weird type of cancer.
Yeah.
But it's just the chemo that's really rough on her. She's like nauseous all the time and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm learning that I'm learning how to cook. I was never the one who cooked. Like
Right.
Jonathan does that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What's that like watching your mother go through that stuff?
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Just try to be there as like a helping hand and like be there for emotional support. But
Yeah.
she's like a martyr. She never wants anybody to like she wants to take care of other people. So this is like really rough on her having to have people do stuff for her. But
Yeah.
she's getting through it, and they're fairly positive that she'll
That's
be good
good.
after that and just
Good.
do screenings every once in a while.
What's your dad? What's your dad like? Is he handling it okay?
Yeah, he handles it, as okay as he can. They would never tell us the truth about their health or finances when we were younger because they didn't want to like upset us.
Yeah.
So when all this got started, like I don't know, like a year ago, we're like, you got to be honest with us. But now they are being honest with us, and I'm like, oh God, like this is dark. Like, but like we need to know what's going
No,
on. I don't
right.
want it to be too late
Yeah,
or
it's hard.
something. Yeah, but they're. I mean, I'm 41. My sister just turned like 43. Like we can handle it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was yeah. Well, my dad Well, my dad was a goofball, and he had lung cancer, and he
Yeah.
was still smoking. So, you know,
Uh,
that worked out real well.
that's the only good thing. My mom was in the hospital for a while,
Yeah.
so she quit smoking
Well, that's
because
good.
she couldn't smoke, and she
Yeah.
hasn't yet. So
Well, that's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. And then yeah, I went out to watch the Super Bowl and came home at like 5 a.m. with a hamster. So now the hamster rides back and forth from my parents to my house with me in his cage. I just strap him in.
So, how does that happen?
Um, I went out, wasn't a great Super Bowl.
Right.
Went to see my friend's new apartment, and she's like, "You like this hamster? Take him." I was like, "Okay." So then I went to like two houses after that for parties.
With the hamster?
Yeah, like really safe, walking around Fishtown at like 4 in the morning with a hamster in a cage. My other friend had the extra bedding and the food that my friend gave me, and
Yeah.
like went to two different houses and came home with it. And he was like so annoyed. And now my boyfriend's like buying him gifts. We've got little cameras set up so we can watch him when we're out.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So
All right. So tell me about like what you have any plans for the next 5 or 10 years, you guys? What's your plan?
we want to buy a house,
All right.
but I'm not sure where. Like, I love where I live.
Yeah.
I love my block. I love everybody on it. Like, we're right near the L,
Right.
right near all my friends. But the way Fishtown has blown up
Yeah.
and been like so gentrified, we wouldn't be able to probably afford a house.
So I was just talking about this because I work at the casino,
Yeah.
and there's got to be 7 high rises going up, like
Oh,
within
yeah.
within walking distance of the casino.
Yeah. Even they're building like 60 apartments over the Wells Fargo on Frankfurt and Gerard, like the
Yeah.
Frank Furness beautiful building. They're
Yeah.
building stuff on top of that. Like, I always like go to like or just, you can also voice call for all like the neighbors association stuff because they're really cracking down on Airbnbs and stuff now too,
Oh,
because
really?
it's just ruining the neighborhood with like loud people and it's
Yeah. Yeah.
taking up
Yeah.
all the parking and stuff.
Yeah. And how long you been like in that neighborhood? How long?
I mean, I've been with Jonathan like 12 years, so I've
Right.
lived there for 6 or 7.
So
But
talk to people about the change in that neighborhood over those 12 years.
I mean, it's gotten like 12 years ago, it was a lot more. It's still dangerous because now there's a lot more nicer houses and stuff. So
Right.
there's still like, a lot of crime, but like, I mean, it's just so much more packed. They just made everything around me 3-hour parking, which I don't have a parking permit because I
Yeah.
never updated my ID address.
Right.
So it's really made it like a bitch to find parking and like, it's just a lot of basic people. I mean, I haven't lived there nearly as long as a lot of my friends, but like,
Right.
that's my favorite neighborhood. Like,
Right.
South Philly is like really far from me. I feel like, should I bring my passport? But yeah,
Yeah.
it's changed a lot. But there's also a lot of good restaurants and bars and stuff. I mean, I really
Yeah.
only go to the same 3 bars.
The same ones that you always been going to,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. I've had my birthday party at the same bar. I mean, you were there for my 40th. I've had my birthday party at the same bar for the past like
Yeah.
at least 10 years.
Yeah. It's a lot of people, right? Like not city people that are moving in.
Yeah. Well, it's also like there's my one friend, he owns a bar and he gets all these neighbors always trying to shut him down. This bar has been around.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say like what bar, but it's been
Yeah.
around so long. And now all these people moved from the suburbs into the city because they thought it was cool. Then they all have babies and now they don't like the noise. It's like, well, you moved
Yeah.
around a
Yeah.
bar.
Fuck you. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I often think about that when I think of South Philly when people get all pissed off about people parking in their neighborhood because of the sports complex.
Yeah.
Well, the sports complex has been there longer than you,
Yeah.
bud.
Like you knew what you were getting into.
Right. Like I don't
Yeah.
fucking understand. I don't understand what your problem is. But anyway.
I also don't like all the fast, like all those like condos that look like, turned upside down like storage containers.
Yeah.
Like it looks so terrible.
Yeah. And then like the weird colors, like
Yeah.
like it's like blue on like silver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It just looks not nice considering like all the other old houses we have around us.
Yeah,
Like
with
I
the
live in an old house.
brick houses, old
Yeah.
brick houses. Yeah. 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 South Philly for you guys and this is like deep South Philly.
Yeah.
Port Richmond / Fishtown crew
Yeah.
might call it deep South Philly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Now, let me ask you some questions about your perspective. What would the 18-year-old version of you think of the current version?
Oh, I think she would think she's very cool. Like I
Really?
did a lot of the stuff I wanted to do when I was 18. I was saving up to go to Iceland.
Yeah.
I finally got to do that.
Awesome. Yeah.
I've gotten to see a lot of like amazing bands that I that I never thought I'd get to see. Like I never thought when I was in high school that I'd get to see Bjork, and I've seen her like 4 times now.
Yeah.
So I think she would think she's cool.
What's the coolest concert you ever been to?
There was one Coachella festival when I got to see Portishead and then Prince played after. And it was like Prince,
Wow,
Morris Day, Sheila E. He played way past the curfew. Like I was like crying. It was so amazing. Like for the
that's
first
amazing.
like half hour, 40 minutes, he didn't even sing. He just like played the
Just
guitar.
played. He's such a
Yeah.
great guitar player.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how of an amazing musician Prince was.
Yeah.
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 I like to watch some videos of him just guitar riffs.
Yeah.
He's fucking incredible.
Oh yeah.
And then I know you know this, but he played most of his hits. He played all the instruments on a track.
Yeah.
You have any advice for the 18-year-old version of you looking back?
Probably I would have told her don't smoke so much weed because in my well, although I like where my life is now, I like my friends, but when I was like in my late teens and early 20s going to bars, like some of my friends, we
I
were
do.
always just so out of it that like I was too shy to talk to anybody.
Yeah,
So I feel like I probably would have made more friends. But I mean, in the same respect, I probably would have made friends that I didn't, I
yeah,
like my friends now are like my going to be my lifelong friends.
right.
Other than that, I probably would have been better with my finances. That kills my accountant father
Yeah,
that I'm so bad with money.
yeah,
Like I would have definitely saved more.
yeah. Any advice for other 18-year-olds right now?
Oh God, save your money.
Yeah,
Because you never know when you're going to like lose your job or something bad's going to happen or
yeah,
you know yeah, and definitely it's also don't take out a lot of credit cards. I took out like every credit card when I started college,
yeah,
and that really that wrecked my credit score for a very long time.
yeah. The first I had a Discover card. I spent $500 on a snake in a snake tank
Oh yeah,
thing ever.
went to Vegas for my 21st birthday all on credit cards. It was just and it was not a good time. Yeah, no, I would also like I don't know, like 18-year-olds like do whatever you want to do. Like, I hate when people have guilty pleasures.
Yeah,
Like, I don't have any guilty pleasures. If I like something, like, whatever. If I want to listen to One Direction, I'm going to listen to them. Like, I
yeah,
don't care. I figure do whatever you want.
yeah. Why is it guilty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not hurting anybody.
Yeah. I just like it. Although I really can't understand. It makes me feel old. I can't understand 18-year-olds now. Like, I can't imagine. I mean,
I
your kids seem very well adjusted.
I don't know about well adjusted.
Yeah.
They're very nice kids,
Yeah.
so I'm very happy in that way, and we do get along. They seem to like us still.
Yeah.
We'll see about in 2 or 3 years, but
But all the influencers and stuff, I
yeah,
can't understand just
I
being famous for like the Kardashians.
so I go to judo with Jacob, and
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a different crowd. So it's to some degree it's a macho crowd, but not really because
Yeah.
judo jiu-jitsu don't necessarily always attract a super aggressive dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But so I spend a lot of time with 20 somethings,
Yeah.
and we don't understand each other.
No.
It's just a different world. It's just a different. I don't know. I just grew up in a different time,
Yeah.
and
I definitely feel my age.
I'm learning that. I just again, and some of it's good. Like young kids have more gumption. Like they know what they want more,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. But they also think that they deserve more.
Yeah. I'd also say now it's much more like with the whole mental health stuff.
Yeah,
Like there was stuff I was going through when I was a teenager that like I didn't say anything about. Like I'm pretty sure I went with undiagnosed ADHD and stuff
yeah,
like that, and
yeah,
like stuff where I thought I was lazy. It just turned out I was like pretty depressed,
yeah.
but like
Same here.
nobody talked about it, so I didn't know. And we didn't really have the internet quite at that point to be able to look that stuff up.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that's a good thing that kids are can express that. I worry about the internet and
Yeah.
uh, because you can just fall down any rabbit hole you want to,
Oh yeah.
especially for a kid, like a lonely kid.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like you can be whatever you want to be, and
Hmm.
anybody will believe. You can find somebody that'll believe anything that you believe.
Yeah.
That scares the shit out of me.
You
But
just had like chat rooms, like
yeah, yeah.
age, sex, location, all that stuff. I'm like, oh my God.
ASL.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
We were just talking about it the other day, me and my friends. It's like, yeah, I forgot about that. That was so creepy.
Three things. Well, any regrets? You have any regrets about?
I probably, there's some things I regret, like staying in relationships and staying with friends longer than I should have because I was too afraid to say something. Like
Yeah,
I was in a relationship that wasn't good for like almost a year. And I was like, well, I just don't want to make waves. And,
yeah,
I regret not speaking up sometimes.
yeah. Talk to people about that. Just about speaking up and like what you would do different. I guess.
What do you
If you're giving a young person an advice about being in a bad relationship, whether that's a romantic
yeah.
relationship or a friend relationship,
Well,
really.
like when I was in high school,
Yeah,
I had a really crappy, mean-spirited boyfriend, and I had friends, not all, I mean, I'm still friends with a lot of people that I grew
yeah,
up with and stuff,
yeah,
but I had people around me that were just like not good for me. But I was like, well, if I'm not friends with them, I'd be more afraid to be against them. I was like,
yeah,
really, I've realized in the past few years, life is way too short. And like, like they're like, oh, it gets better, it gets better. Like, yeah, I found like, I mean, other than like, I mean, I've known you and Laura for a really long time.
yeah.
My core friend group I found in my like late 30s and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I mean, don't just settle.
yeah. Right. Yeah, yeah. It's not worth your time.
Yeah.
If you're not happy, move on.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. So tell me about any three things on your bucket list.
I definitely want to travel more. I'd like to go, like, my friends at a music festival in Spain right now. I was like, I'd really like to go to more festivals outside of just like Southern California, like the desert.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
How about the coolest place you've ever been?
Probably Iceland.
Yeah.
That was like a bucket list. Like, I
Kind of.
wish we were there for like the last week that you could possibly see the Northern Lights. So we went out on a boat in the fjord at like 1 in the morning and we were out there for hours. It was like so cold. It was like in the beginning of April.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to see them, but still, it was cool. I actually met people from Philly on that boat. It was really
Really.
random. And we got to go, we went to this weird show that had like one of the guys from the band The National, like, did the music for it. And then Matthew Barney, he's like a creepy director. He used to be married to Bjork. He did this like movie that we watched. It was weird because it was all in like Icelandic and we didn't speak it. Like everybody's laughing and I'm like, I don't know, okay, sure.
Right.
But that was cool. I got to go see The Cure in London a few years ago.
That's awesome.
We got drunk and me and my boyfriend and my friend woke up the next morning. I was like, I feel like we bought something dumb. And he looked at his credit card and he's like, yeah, we bought tickets, like VIP tickets. It was like The Cure and Interpol and like Slow Dive and a couple other bands. So that was cool. We were there during like when the World Cup was going on. We were
Yeah.
there, so that was cool because I probably would have never gone, you know.
To a World
Yeah,
Cup.
got to visit a friend there and stuff.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'd like to travel more, like South America or something.
Yeah.
I'm a very picky eater, so it's kind of hard. There's a lot of places where I'm like, oh, I don't know if like
I don't know if that's gonna work.
anywhere Asian. I'm like, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, other bucket list stuff. I want to buy a boat. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm not on boats enough.
We have a jet ski.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, I do too.
I just love. I don't even. I like going fast. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but I just love being out there
Yeah.
and sitting there and
Oh, I have a tattoo of my jet ski, my wave
really.
runner that we had growing up. I actually have an embarrassing story about that.
Okay.
When I was like, I got my boating license when I was like 11 because they really
Yeah.
cracked down on it. Like you had to be over a certain age to have like a wave runner, a jet ski or whatever.
Right.
But my parents were like, do you want to go on one big vacation this summer or your grandfather already has a boat? We'll get a wave runner. We can go down the shore every weekend. You can stay down there when you don't have like sports or whatever. And we're like, yeah, we want to do that. So I would always ride around and I was probably like 13. I had two songs that I would sing because it was so loud on it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, nobody can hear me. I would either sing Bad to the Bone or What's Going On by Four Non Blondes at the
Yeah.
top of my lungs. And not until I was an adult, I thought, you know what? Just because it was loud for me, like everybody on the docks could hear me like screaming like bad. And I'm like, oh my God, you know what? That's really embarrassing now looking back. I never really thought anything of it.
That's
But
amazing. That's
yeah, I want to
funny.
be on more boats.
So I want to get a pontoon boat. I think.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Um, my friend was just down the shore and he said that one of his friends had like it's like a pontoon boat, like kind of hybrid with like a kind of motor boat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like when I was a kid, like my dad always wanted a pontoon boat, but we always had like a 22
Yeah.
foot whatever
Right.
and stuff. He would have because he's like, yo, well, these kids like I know they want to go fast and stuff, but yeah, at my age now, like a pontoon boat where you can just chill.
Yeah. Just chill and party and get drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
All right. Good.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
should get one.
All right. Yeah. Might want to. Yeah. Next year or two, maybe. I'll sell the jet skis and get a pontoon boat. Person that was most impactful to you in your life.
Oh
On
man, I don't want to like hurt anybody's feelings.
It's all right. A person. How about
A,
that?
a person. Probably like, well, my grandmother died when I was in high school, but she was such a nice, like, nice, sweet person. I like always think of her, like, how she acted. Like, she went above and beyond for everybody.
Yeah.
And that also rubbed off on like my mom and my dad. My dad's a little more serious,
Yeah.
like, always talking about finances and politics and stuff. And my
Yeah.
mom's a little more lighthearted. So probably, yeah, my parents.
Yeah. How about an event that was most impactful? Any event?
Like a serious one or like an event that I've been to?
Either,
Oh,
really.
I don't know. Probably when my cousin Christopher passed away. It was very sudden.
Yeah.
He was like my little brother growing up and stuff, and that still, it kind of really sucks. Like his birthday's the day after Christmas, so like
Yeah.
Christmas hasn't really been fun for like the past like 8 years, and
Yeah.
that's probably a big one,
Yeah. And how
especially
about
because I was there. I saw him. Like,
oh, really?
yeah. So
Yeah, that's awful.
yeah.
Sorry about
Oh,
that.
well.
Ooh, how about something better, like an event that you were at that was like impacted you? Something that
Uh,
you could always go back to that you like just love to relive in your mind?
um, probably. So after my friend's little sister died when I was 20, I wanted to cheer her up. So this is like very early internet. So I bought tickets to see Bjork at Radio City Music Hall. I spent
Yeah,
like a lot of money and we ended up being like 10 rows back. Like we were sitting like next to like Natasha Lyonne and stuff. And like
that's
Bjork
awesome.
walked down the aisle and I was like crying. It was like the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, it was really cool.
What's it about Bjork and her music that you love the most?
Oh, she's just so weird.
Yeah,
I like it. I mean, I think she's just a talented musician, but yeah, she's just so bizarre.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
All right, so I need some embarrassing stories now. An embarrassing drunk story. You have any of those?
Oh my God, I have got a lot of embarrassing drunk stories. But I guess on my 23rd birthday, we were at 15 North in Westchester,
Yeah.
and I got so drunk before we even went out. Like I woke up the next morning and I was like, dude, how late did I stay out? And my roommate's like 9:45. I was like, what happened? She was like, we were walking down the steps. You slipped, kicked my legs out from under me. She's like, we did a kind of squash the lemon thing all the way down. And then you slammed your beer into the back of my head. So I had our neighbors walk you home. I was like, oh man, that was not like, and I thought like 23 is my favorite number. I thought 23 was like going to be my year. And I
That's
started it off like so badly. Oh my God.
you have a pee, puke, or fart story?
One time I got so drunk and I got into an argument with my friend. So I just got in a cab. This is like pre-Uber. I got in a cab to go back from Philly to Ridley Park.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm like throwing up in my hands and then just placing it in my purse, but it's getting like all over. So I got nervous and got out of the cab at like the 7-Eleven near my parents' house and
Yeah.
just walked home. And I remember, oh my God, like I left one of my shoes in there. Like I'm lucky I took my purse, but like I didn't want this guy to know where I lived because there was just vomit everywhere. But I was doing it quietly,
Huh?
but it was just like spilling out of
And
me.
he didn't catch you?
No,
That's,
I mean I'm pretty sure he would have said something.
yeah, I would hope so. Yeah,
Yeah,
right. You ever shit yourself?
no, not since I was a baby.
No, no, yeah, no. I mean, I've
Thank
shit
God.
myself like multiple times.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, so yeah, I pee myself. I shit my. It's bad. I'm bad.
Oh
I'm bad.
no.
I'm bad at it. So I was just wondering.
Oh no, I'm not even I can't pee if there's not a toilet.
So what I have learned through this podcast is that men more often shit or pee themselves than women.
I would say that that's probably true.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know the numbers out there, but I would think that that's true.
Do you ever catch your parents or like adults having sex?
Mm,
Like
no,
weird, like weird.
no,
Did you ever get caught?
no,
Never.
no. So like at our shore house,
Yeah,
now it's different, but because I'm not married,
yeah.
when we're down there, me and my boyfriend aren't allowed to sleep in the same bedroom.
Really?
Like we live together. I'm 41 and he's 46. I like a couple years ago, my dad was like, I guess they're not like overly religious. My dad, if my dad had boys, it would be different, but he had two girls.
Right.
And it's just like my sister and her husband didn't sleep in the same bedroom when they visit my parents until they got married and stuff. So yeah, no, definitely not.
That's funny.
Although one time it wasn't like sexual or anything, but it was weird. I got so drunk the night before Thanksgiving, like in my hometown,
Yeah.
and my friend was way too drunk. Me and my sister dropped her off, put her in my sister's bed at my parents' house. We went back out. And then like in the morning, I woke up and I opened my eyes and my mom's face is like right in front of me. So I rolled over and my dad's face is like right there. I guess I was laying on the couch and my sister's like, no, go up to your room. I got to sleep on the couch. Your friend's in my room. And I guess I got confused and I climbed through the comforter and slept in between my parents. And I was like 22. And I was like, well, why didn't you say something? My mom's like, I assumed you threw up in your bed, so you just like got in our bed or whatever. I was like, that was like kind of weird. Like, I don't know how I got that confused.
That's funny. All right, I got 20 questions. You ready?
Sure.
All right, so this is the Angry Day podcast. I'm a little angry, man. I know you don't have never seen really, but I am. What makes you angry?
What makes me angry? People who drive too slow in the left lane. My boyfriend from time to time. Uh, my parents watch a lot of Fox News.
Yeah,
That makes me very angry.
yeah,
I'm not, I don't like talking politics with people because I don't really care about your opinion. But like,
yeah,
yeah, they watch this show at 5 called The Five, and they're just some of the dumbest
yeah,
like Republicans I've ever heard in my life. Ugh.
yeah. This is part of the reason I started this podcast is because I'm just tired of listening to, like, I want to have real conversations with like real people
Yeah,
that are just not, I don't know, not a meme version of a conversation.
yeah,
So yeah, I just fucking even well, CNN gets on my nerves now too.
yeah,
To be honest, all of the networks just they all have an agenda and it's just fucking annoying.
yeah. That's why my dad used to watch a lot of CNN and Fox News to get two different perspectives, and he said like CNN just is a little too much.
The other way.
Yeah, I mean, my dad's an old white Republican, but he's not like
Yeah, yeah.
super serious. He's very understanding of other people's opinions, and he'll have a conversation.
Right. Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
not has not gone down a rabbit hole of
No, thank God.
yeah. Well, that's I mean the last 4 5 whatever 6 years. I don't know. Whatever whenever Trump came along.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much everything to do with Trump makes me angry.
So I mean, yeah, it's just the biggest thing that makes me angry is that people that had never listened to a political show ever in their life now are fucking experts at
Oh yeah,
politics. What the fuck is that?
yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? I mean, listen,
I
whatever.
mean, I think you can read anything on the internet and you can take it as fact, which is very dangerous.
Well, it's that meme thing, right?
Yeah,
Like it gets put behind a pretty border, and
yeah,
all of a sudden it's true. Or you
yeah.
put somebody's face on the meme, like
Hmm.
like yeah, Abraham Lincoln said, "Get off the internet," and
Yeah,
it's fucking true, right? I mean, people are fucking bananas.
yeah.
All right, if you could talk to any one person, dead or alive, who would it be?
My cousin Christopher.
Yeah,
I would like to see. I don't know if I necessarily believe in heaven and hell. I don't know what's out there. I would like to believe there's something, but
yeah,
I would like to know that him and my grandparents and like my uncle, like his dad, I would hope that they are somewhere where they're together. I don't know. We'll see. I
yeah,
never really believed in it until like I've had a lot of family members pass away.
yeah,
I hope that there is something out there. You're not just like, just fades to black. But I'm not a particularly religious person.
yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're both. I guess I would call myself agnostic. I guess is what I would call myself, right?
Yeah.
Is I don't know. Like I'm not so strong that I can be an atheist. I'm not so strong to be anything.
No.
That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
How about any like celebrity that you can talk to? Who would it be? Would it be Bjork?
I mean that would be cool. But I don't know. Probably like Harry Styles right now.
He is pretty.
I know, right? I've got a life-size cardboard cutout of him at my
Do you
house.
really?
I think it was at my 40th birthday party.
Yeah.
That's the second one I have. I had another one, but I think he might have been a little too young in that, so that went in the
Yeah.
trash.
Laura really likes Harry Styles too, and it makes me uncomfortable a little bit because he's very feminine,
Yeah.
right? It's complete like well, I don't know. Maybe it isn't completely opposite of me, but I think it's
I mean,
completely opposite of me. I'm like a hedgehog. So so it makes me uncomfortable. You have any drunk stories about Laura? Any Laura drunk stories?
no, not really, because we always pretty much kept it together
Yeah.
because of other people that we were with.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I remember one year she came out for my birthday, and it was me and her. We were at Whiskey Dick's that used to be next to like the electric factory.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of pictures of her with this like he was this like old school glam rock looking dude. He had like sequins and like metallic everything on. And every so often a bunch of pictures will come up like on my time hopper and like my Google photos of her. Because
Yeah.
we are like, hey, can we just get a picture with you? But yeah, I think Laura and I mean, kept it pretty much together actually.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that answer.
Sorry.
It's all right. If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be?
I don't like a lot of like the climate change non-believers.
Yeah,
I wish that was taken a little more seriously.
yeah. Just the non-believer of facts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Like
that's part
it's
of what is going on in the last 4 or 5 years too, is like not everything is negotiable.
yeah,
Even like you can see something happen and it still didn't happen that way.
yeah,
That's fucking dangerous.
yeah.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. One thing you could change about yourself, anything?
One thing I could change about myself. I feel like probably my work ethic.
Yeah.
I kind of let things slide a little, but yeah, I got to get back to being better about that. But I'm on a new antidepressant, so we'll see how that goes.
How about any hidden talents that people might be surprised about?
Oh my god, I don't really have any hidden talents.
Can you crack your knuckles? I can crack my knuckles on cue.
I mean, like, no. I tried to learn how to whistle
Yeah.
during the pandemic, and
You can't do
I
it.
can't whistle.
How about any like things that people might be surprised to know about you that you like Harry Styles?
Oh no, that's no secret to anybody. Everybody knows that. Oh, just recently, I think I might be a Swiftie. I never listened to Taylor Swift, so I never gave her a chance, but I
Yeah.
listened to it not that long ago because I
Yeah.
knew she was like going to be in town or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I actually liked a lot of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't given her any chance either.
I don't like her as a person. I don't like she's dating a terrible guy now and like I don't know.
Wait, who's she dating now?
Matt Healy from the 1975.
Oh, really? Is he?
Yeah, he's just like a racist
Oh,
piece of
really?
shit. Like, yeah, supposedly she's dating him. He talked all this shit about, the rapper Ice Spice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's Damage Control. Taylor Swift just put her on a new song. So now it's like, oh, all's forgiven. No, you're still a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah.
She goes through dudes like weird dudes like you wouldn't
But she
expect.
just dated a guy for like 6 years. And I think he didn't want to get married. I mean, I could see not wanting to marry somebody that famous. He's an actor or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, and then she writes about them, which kind of isn't
Yeah.
fair.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
What's your biggest fear?
Losing my immediate family, any of
Yeah.
my immediate family, and heights.
You don't like heights
No.
at all?
Well, before you got home, Laura and I were talking about it. I went to a Sixers game like a year ago, and I
Yeah.
had like third, fourth row seats and stuff. I was like, I can never go back to a game again because I can't sit anywhere other than that close. They were free tickets we got like last minute.
Really?
And then I was saying, the higher up you go at Wells Fargo, I
Yeah.
feel like I could fall and bounce in a way that I bounce over the balcony.
Yeah.
Like I crawl up those steps when
It-
I don't like, I'm fine on a plane.
Yeah.
I don't like when I can see.
Yeah. I mean, those new stadiums are very steep.
Yeah.
They are. They do feel you. It makes the seat better because you can see better.
Yeah.
But
Like I like a roller coaster, but I don't like that first ascent when I can see down. Once it starts, I'm fine. But yeah, like
yeah,
falling from a high height is I don't
Like
like that.
you can't sit in the front seat of the roller coaster. Can you sit in the front seat?
I could, I guess.
But it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the feeling in your nether regions on the way down. You know
Yeah, your
that?
stomach kind of drops.
Yeah.
I like that. Once I'm on it, I'm fine. But like waiting, I get a little scared, especially if there's like a ride or something where you have to walk up a lot of steps.
Yeah.
That I don't like.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I can't go on spinny rides.
Oh, really?
I throw up.
Oh, really?
I'm a pussy.
I
Yeah.
love spinny rides.
Yeah, Laura does too. Like the tilt-a-whirl is like my arch nemesis.
Yeah.
There's a shirt somewhere, a tank top somewhere in Erie, Pennsylvania that says I puked on the tilt-a-whirl.
Oh, really? No, I can handle those.
How about an everyday struggle that you have? Just something normal.
Dude, sometimes I just don't get out of bed.
Really?
I can lay in bed for a dangerous amount of time when I'm just feeling kind of down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the depression. What's that about?
Yeah, I was depressed.
Yeah.
No, just had a feeling of impending doom, getting it in check.
Yeah. How do you get it in check? What do you do to help you?
Oh, I take medicine for it now.
Yeah, good.
And I'm looking for a new therapist, psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Haven't found one yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell men my age that we need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
We really do.
Personally would rather just take a pill.
Yeah.
Like I don't think my situation is my life is so bad it's making me depressed.
Right.
I feel like I'm making my life worse because I'm depressed. Like
right.
I'm not getting stuff done that I should.
Yeah, medication helps. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I mean, well, at least walking through the door and trying to help yourself instead
Yeah.
of just being miserable.
Yeah, when I get some stuff done, I do definitely have a feel better about myself. It's
Yeah,
just that first
like just
start of getting up and doing it.
yeah,
I find if I get up and make my bed every day, I don't always make didn't always make my bed. If I
yeah,
make my bed and move around and stuff.
yeah. It's a little bit different, but I was doing some memes. Like I do this judo stuff, and
Yeah.
um, the guy has a white belt, which is the first belt you get when you walk through the door, and a black belt. And he says to the guy, "What's the hardest belt to get?" And he says it's the white belt,
Yeah.
right?
Oh.
Because it's just literally just making the commitment to go,
Yeah.
and that's about life too, right?
I
Just
yeah, I get
that
that.
first step, right?
Yeah.
First step. What do you think your best quality is?
My best quality, I think I'm pretty outgoing. I like
Yeah, you are.
I mean, like we talked about it earlier. I mean, I can go anywhere and talk to strangers. That's how I've made all my friends. Like people are like, I don't want to meet somebody in a bar. I was
Yeah,
like, but I met some of my favorite people in bars.
yeah.
I'm pretty good at like if you put me on a stage, I'll be really shy. Like if you like yeah, like people think it's weird that I've never done karaoke in my life.
Really?
And I'm like, I'm just too shy to do that. Like my friends asked me if I wanted
Wow.
to run it at a bar that they worked at because the other guy was leaving.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm very flattered that you think that of me. But like if I had to sing when it's slow or like just to be on that microphone, I couldn't do that. But like if we're on the same level, I'm fine. But
Di
yeah,
Diactic communication.
is that what
That's
the
yeah, yeah, one-on-one communication, right?
Oh, okay.
You're great at it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you are. Actually, people, because you used to go, we had all our Christmas parties in town here.
Yeah.
You used to come to all, and my aunts still miss you because you were like, you just were one of the crew. It's funny.
I can yeah, I'll talk to pretty much anybody.
Yeah, yeah, and
Sometimes it's not a good thing.
well, yeah. When you get to my family, it's probably not a good thing.
No.
Oh, that's right. You got your shit stolen at one of my parties.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
Uh,
I'm sorry about that. That's been a
and
long time ago,
and
but
then like a week or two later, we went to one of your friends' house to like watch like a fight or something,
yeah.
and you or Laura slipped like a couple $100 into my purse. And I didn't
Oh,
know until I got home. I was like, that was very nice. I mean, nothing important was taken, and my sister had an extra spare keys for me. So,
yeah, I
not the
know.
end of the world.
But still, you don't invite your
Sh-
friends over and their fucking
sh-
shit gets stolen.
Shit happens. I've had some family members that were in that situation.
Yeah.
It's never fun.
No, it's just embarrassing. It's
Yeah.
embarrassing. Yeah. I mean, everybody has been through it to some degree, but
Yeah.
it's just embarrassing when it affects your friends when you invite them over and they put their fucking
Yeah.
purse in a closet and it just disappears.
Yeah.
I forgot about who the money and whatever.
Oh,
But that was the
no,
right thing
much
to do.
appreciated.
Anyway, what's your worst quality?
My worst quality is I'm not good at cleaning up after myself. Like I've probably got like two dresses in my closet at my house
Yeah.
and everything else is on a desk and on the floor. Like
Uh,
I'm very unorganized when it comes to pretty much everything in my life. Like I haven't washed my car in a couple of years.
how about with work? Are you unorganized with work too?
Yeah, very
What?
much.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I tend to be dingy in every other part of my life
Yeah.
except for work. I'm super like narcissistic. Like I mean, or
Yeah.
not narcissistic. I mean, just like particular. Like I have to have things in order.
I I don't file stuff properly. Like it's a very easy fix for me that would make my life a lot easier and I just don't do it. I don't know. Sometimes I will like sometimes I'll have a real like manic day where I'll get a lot done and stuff.
Yeah,
But then like now I know I'm going to be tired for the next couple of days. But yeah, yeah, keeping up with like organizing and stuff and it kills my boyfriend.
yeah,
Yeah. He's like, "You'd be a lot happier if you just hung your clothes up cuz most of the clothes I don't even wear anymore.
yeah.
But I might.
Are you an optimist or a pessimist by nature?
I think more of an optimist.
Yeah,
I definitely have my moments.
yeah. Everybody does, I'm sure.
But I try. I'm also very. It's maybe not optimism, but like I'm very non-confrontational.
Yeah,
So like I'll go out of my way to like not get in a fight or an argument.
right.
So I try to see the best in people.
All the time.
Yeah, I have friends that can be more confrontational and friends that are less.
Yeah,
And I feel like I could probably afford to be a little more
yeah, yeah.
cover.
Assertive.
Yeah, assertive. Like not take shit from people. It's
Yeah.
not that bad. Like I'm not like getting into street fights or anything like that.
No, right. Yeah, but you said, I mean, you sort of suffered from that a little bit your whole life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just sort of like,
And sometimes it's just like not worth it to me, like the fight. Like my dad told me at
yeah,
a very young age with certain people that were around us, I'm like, why don't you say something? And he's like, you have to pick your battles. Like not everything is worth the fight.
I
So
know.
I really took that to heart. Like, is
Yeah.
this really worth it? Sometimes it is, and I don't,
For me, I'm still working on that.
yeah.
On the so I'm not confrontational until the switch flips.
Yeah, then I explode. So I probably, yeah, could afford to be a little more assertive sometimes because
Yeah.
when I do get mad, yeah, it can be
So
catastrophic.
we're similar, I guess, that way, except for that my fuse is probably 1,000 times shorter than yours. So but I'm getting better at trying to be assertive and not mean about it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you're annoying me and finding a way to tell people in a positive way.
yeah,
But it's taken me a long time, and it's taken me a long time to just let things go. Like,
yeah,
so I just again like the thing whatever signs on a road being the wrong way. Like those wrong way signs on a
yeah.
road. Like why that one in the middle is going to get people in accidents. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I always think that too. Like it's not quite far enough over.
Right. It's not pointing the way that it's
Yeah,
supposed to be pointing.
I
Anyway.
get that.
So anyway, but little things bother me too much. I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
But how about what's the most unreasonable thing about you? Can you be unreasonable?
Yeah, I'm sure I have my moments.
What would your boyfriend say?
I guess I'm unreasonable in the respect that like I'll go out all night
Yeah,
and he's annoyed that I'm not home because he thinks I'm not going to be safe. But like I
yeah,
I think I'm always put myself in safe
uh,
situations, but I do probably I make some bad decisions.
some bad decisions.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this. When you are out late at night and he calls you or texts you, do you respond
Mhm.
right away?
Yeah.
Okay, right away though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there might be 5 minutes, but you
Yeah.
always respond.
Oh no, I always respond. Yeah.
Oh, good. That's good. That's nice of you.
But like I'm like, you could even track me. Like me and my friends track each other on the
Yeah.
Find My Friends app, and he finds that very creepy.
Yeah, I do too. I
But here's my whole thing. Like
Yeah,
if I see my friend walking home at night, there's a very scary cemetery between the bar and a couple of my friends' houses.
yeah,
And there's guys that hide in there stuff. If I see that my friend has stopped for a while, I don't use it to check in on my friends.
right,
I
right,
use it
right.
to make sure they get home safe. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure other people use it for different reasons, but like,
We have this long running fight, me and my wife here, who's coming down to us right now about her not responding to me when she's away, and I get scared. And
oh,
there's stories of me.
thank you.
There's stories of me, maybe like being in Westchester or downtown
Yeah.
Philadelphia with machetes looking for her
Mhm.
because I'm terrified that she's dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You should just track her.
Oh, no. That's probably going to be the worst advice she ever heard. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
only one of three places when I'm out. Like I have two friends' houses and like two bars.
yeah, actually, one of my questions was, "What's your favorite karaoke song?" Because there's no way in a million years I ever thought that you wouldn't sing karaoke.
No. Well, so when Jonathan and I were in London, we were in this club in a basement of a bar,
Yeah,
like with all these like German tourists and stuff. And I'm like looking through the book. I was like, what if I did a song? And he keeps going, you hate karaoke. I needed him to give me that boost to be like, you're never going to see these people again. And we were like screaming at each other on the street because I was so pissed off. I was like, all you had to do was say, hey, why don't you do it? And I wouldn't do it. But like, I always thought if I did do it, I Got a Man by Positive K.
yeah, really? That's
Yeah.
a great song.
Yeah, because that's a duet as
Yeah, yeah,
well.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that, or like, yeah, I don't know. Play something where like I hate when people go up there and like, oh, it's fun, but they're amazing singers.
Right. Well, yeah,
Like
right.
I don't have a good singing voice,
Yeah,
so like, I would probably belt something out.
yeah.
Like there's that one Whitney Houston song, not the "And I Will Always Love You" one. I can't think of it.
Children are our future.
No.
No.
Oh,
I want
it's
to
like
dance with
don't
some.
make me cry anymore.
Yeah.
I can't even think of the words because now I have those songs in my head. But
I want to dance with somebody.
I mean, yeah, yeah, I would probably go up and do something so like where you really belt it out,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
knowing it's not going to be good. I never say never. Maybe that's I'll put that on my bucket list to do karaoke.
Karaoke. You should do karaoke. I'm sure you would be. Listen, you have a great personality. You would be great at it, even if you fucking can't match pitch.
Well,
Who cares?
at like Les and Doreen's, they have karaoke, but you're not on a stage. You just like standing like
Yeah,
by the bathrooms. I was like, maybe I could do that, but I'd really have to be
yeah,
a certain type of drunk.
yeah. I have to be a little bit drunk to do it, but I do
Yeah.
love doing it. I really do.
What are your songs?
My songs, my two go-to songs is "Daydream Believer"
Okay.
by the Monkees, just because it's an easy song to
Yeah.
sing and everybody loves it. And "If I Had $1 Million" was a duet that I used to sing all the time with my buddy Frank the Cop. Remember Frank the Cop?
Yeah.
We used to sing that all the time. "If I Had $1 Million" by the Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, okay.
But something
That's so
or
white.
yeah, so very white, or like some like Beatles song, maybe "Come Together" or
Yeah.
something like that.
I have a friend that does Talking Heads every once in a while, and he's actually really good, and it's always a good time.
Is it? Yeah, yeah. Nothing hard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try to belt anything out. I would be embarrassed about trying to do
Yeah.
that. What annoys you most about others?
I mean, there's lots of stuff that annoys me about people, but nothing like in particular comes to mind, you know?
Yeah. How about
I do it too, but like sometimes I can't get a word in edgewise with some of my friends because they are just like, like talking, talking, talking.
yeah,
And that drives me crazy where I feel like I'm straining to speak.
yeah,
Yeah, that really bothers me. But I'm guilty of it every once in a while too.
yeah? Everybody is, but or the people that never ask you how you're doing.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I know people who don't really live around here anymore, but they would asking me, "Oh, what did you do last night?" or "How are you doing?" and then immediately turn it around to them
Yeah.
and like I didn't even get to tell you.
Right. Right. Yeah. What type of music do you love, and what type of music do you hate?
I don't really hate any music. I don't like new country music.
Yeah.
Like I
Like
couldn't
that,
even
like country rock stuff that's going on.
Yeah, like I couldn't even tell you any of the people. I just know probably anybody that's on like the CMT awards, it's not for me. I don't hate it, but I pretty much like every genre of music. But like I guess generally I'm like a rap or pop fan.
Yeah.
I love freestyle, like like the 80s and 90s, like Stevie B and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Lisa and Colt Jam
I'm
and
trying to get
Taylor Dane.
I'm trying to get the casino to get one of those
Yeah.
freestyle nights. They have no idea how great it'll do.
Oh, dude, you would get like a good crowd of people, I feel like, because they're not super old, but they're
Yeah.
not super young. Like,
Yeah. It's like
and they just want to dance.
it's 55 to 35, right?
Yeah.
Is the crowd you'll get,
Yeah.
and it's like all up the East Coast. I mean, the whole East
Oh
Coast.
yeah.
I mean, it was huge when I was a kid. Um,
Yeah, I saw Stevie B at the deck in Essington, and it was just such a fun night.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, well, you can get a bunch of those guys probably for the price that you would pay,
Oh,
like
so
a
cheap.
mid range act. You know what I
They
mean?
did a big festival, like a big concert at Wells Fargo a while ago, like a few years ago. But it was like, yeah, it was like Taylor Dane, Stevie B, um, oh God, was it Debbie Deb,
Yeah.
like stuff like New Shoes, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
can't wait. Like yeah, a lot of that stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, that's like the most fun. It's like not serious. It's just like,
It's just
yeah,
fun. Yeah. Yeah. It's just dance music and talking about drugs and sex. It's basically it, right?
yeah.
If you were arrested, what would your friends and family think happened?
I don't know because I don't really fight. I don't drive drunk. I mean, I guess they would probably think maybe DUI because that's like I'm not going to assault somebody. That's
Right.
like probably the go-to that everybody thinks.
Drunken disorderly or something like
Yeah,
that.
I don't even know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty
No.
happy drunk even when I'm like blackout. Like sometimes like I see people get flagged at bars
Yeah.
and I'll ask my friends that are working there, I was like, why don't you ever do that to me? They're like, however you drunk you are, you never seem like you're not in control. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
sometimes I'm like, oh my God, how did I even like who did I talk to? Like people come up to me and give me a hug or something. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but I think
Ha-
I'm generally a good drunk.
have they ever seen you super angry? You think your friend, like your friends at the bar, like local people?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like not like complete strangers or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, they've definitely seen me.
I've never seen you even remotely disgruntled.
I like if I'm angry, like I think one of the reasons like why I don't like confrontation is because I cry a lot.
Yeah.
Like I cry happy stuff. I cry at the end of every episode of that show, The Goldbergs.
Really?
Like because when they show the real footage, I don't know what it is. Like I cry at like everything. So I know if I get in a confrontation or whatever, I'm gonna start crying and nobody's gonna take me seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a movie crier. I don't know if you know
Oh
that
yeah.
about me.
Well, I just went to see the new Scream movie, Scream 6 with my uncle,
Yeah.
and he's like special needs. And I was like, oh, I hope he doesn't embarrass me at the theater. Sometimes he claps at the end of movies or something. But like, I cried a couple of times just because, like, that's my favorite. Like, Scream is my favorite,
Yeah.
like, one of my favorite movies of all time. Scream 1 and Scream 4, I watch it all the time. And like,
Yeah.
there were some like nostalgia things in there, like, like people that you thought died that come back or whatever and stuff. And like,
Right.
I kept crying, and these kids were like laughing at me like a couple seats down. I'm like, I don't care.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a horror movie person? Like you love horror
Yeah,
movies? Yeah.
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 Well, like, 'cause I grew up because my mom used to tell us, "Well, you gotta watch this. What if this ever happens?" Like, we're watching, like, Gremlins or something like that,
Right.
like,
Right.
or like, yeah, it's like, I was afraid maybe I had a brother out there like Michael Myers I didn't know about or something like that, so we were always allowed to watch horror movies growing up.
Yeah. I'm a sissy when it comes to
Yeah.
horror movies. Like real like again, like the Jasons, the
Yeah,
Screams and
but
stuff
I
to
do get scared, like, I definitely get
yeah.
scared, and I have a thing that I do when I get scared or overexcited. I clap my hands real fast,
Yeah,
and then if it's, like, a slow burn, like, I will literally stand up and clap real slow.
yeah.
So everybody always makes fun of me if they know I'm gonna be going to a movie, they're like, "Ooh, Lauren, look, you're gonna clap your hands." But I do it, I get nervous and, like,
Yeah.
yeah. But
What
I like the scare, I like the adrenaline rush.
yeah.
But I like rom-coms too, man.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll watch He's Just Not That Into You every time it's on E! Network.
you know what bothers me about movies right now? There's no like real comedies. Like there's the romantic comedies are
Yeah.
still there, but there's no like those like raunchy comedies anymore. Like
I feel like they're not PC,
yeah,
yeah,
like you're never like it feels like you're never gonna see Porky's again. Not
no.
not now Porky's is probably a little bit too much, but
Well, I mean, I still love Revenge of the Nerds is like
Mr.
one of my favorite
Krabs.
movies, but man, did that not age well. Like, first of all, the nerds are the bullies. And
Yeah,
like, putting cameras,
yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah.
like I just read that they're like I know that Entourage is like one of my favorite TV shows
I
ever.
love that show.
And I heard that they're rebooting it, but it's like, how can you possibly reboot this with the people that were on it? Like with Ari Gold and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like he would have been Weinstein, like I just don't understand how they're going to remake this show. I mean, but
yeah,
they did it with Sex in the City and that was awful. So we'll see.
yeah. Oh, they're doing a movie. Is that what they're doing?
No, they have that new Sex in the City show.
No, no. I mean,
Oh,
with
Entourage, I think they're doing a new show.
really, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
with
be.
like all the same people, all the same producers. I don't know how it'll work.
That seemed weird. Oh, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Superpower.
Yeah,
I would like to be able to transport myself wherever I need to go, like instantly, like all over the world.
yeah.
If I want to go to Cape May or I want to go to,
And just
Portugal or something, I can just like,
go there.
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I wouldn't want to ever like be able to read people's minds because I'm pretty sure I would get my feelings hurt.
Yeah, it's not good to know. I
Yeah.
don't think. I don't even want to read my own mind sometimes.
Maybe be able to manifest stuff with my mind, like money or,
Yeah, yeah. I always wanted to fly. I used to have dreams about flying. They were
yeah.
the most awesome dreams ever. I haven't had one in probably a couple of years.
Oh, that's sad.
Just sad. I used to fly off the Earth and like around, and I would just fucking fly everywhere.
Could you go everywhere, like space and everything?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
fly into space and stuff.
Oh, that'd be convenient.
It was convenient. And then it was just stars though. Like there was nothing out in the space. I was just out
Yeah.
there. I was just there. I don't know how I was breathing, but
Yeah. Well, you could fly, so I mean, that's not
right,
the weirdest.
right. Favorite place you? Well, I kind of already asked you this. Favorite place you ever been? You already said that. And
Yeah.
favorite place you event you ever went to?
Yeah, I mean, Iceland was cool. I mean, I also like one of my favorite places is like Cape May, just because I have so many good memories of going down the shore and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and my family and everything. But yeah, like
but and you guys still go down there a lot?
not as much anymore, just because it's hard to plan. My aunt's down there because she works down there during the summer, like
Yeah,
on Beach Avenue. But I'm trying to get down there more because my grandfather he bought the land and built the house, and like I think when my dad was graduating high school, so the house has been in our family for
right.
like since like 1971 or something like that.
Yeah.
They finally did updates. We had to wait for my grandfather to pass away because he wouldn't let us
Did
change
you?
anything that my grandmother did.
Yeah,
So now they put in new floors and we were able to paint it. It doesn't look so drab.
yeah. How about advice you give to others but don't follow? Any of that?
I don't know that I give out a lot of advice.
No.
Nah. I always tell my boyfriend he needs to go to the doctor more, and up until recently, I like never went to the doctor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah.
I tell people that too. You got to take care of your health. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
and I'm definitely not.
um, if you came with a warning label, what would the warning label say?
Stays up too late, drinks too much. Beware.
Beware. If you could be remembered for anything, what would it be? Like when it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for?
I mean, I just want to be remembered as like a friendly, nice person. Like somebody that people wanted to hang out with. I had a long period of time where I think people didn't like being around me. Just it was just the situations that I was in,
Yeah,
and I think now pretty easygoing and stuff. I'd like to be remembered as easygoing,
yeah. You you
like
don't
loyal. I'd like to also be remembered as I think I'm a fairly loyal friend. Like if
yeah.
somebody needs something and I'm able to help, I normally will.
You don't think it was ever your personality, it was just the situations you were in?
Yeah, like I just hung out with people that weren't my vibe.
Yeah,
Like in college, I wasn't like
right.
going out and sleeping around. I was still wearing like baggy clothes and stuff.
Yeah,
Like, I wasn't the one that you want going to your frat party,
right. Yeah, well,
which, yeah,
yeah.
I
So
wasn't missing much there.
right. No, you weren't missing much. I was at one frat party in my entire life.
I mean, I used to go with my friends, but like when my dad was in a fraternity, they'd invite other fraternities. They had like they would never charge girls a cover. When I went in Westchester, it was a dry campus, so everybody had to stay in the basement. They had like stripper poles, and it was like 90% girls, and then only the guys in that frat. Like, who wants to go to that?
Yeah,
Like,
nobody does,
yeah,
right? Yeah, no weird things.
no.
All right, that's all I have for you. You have anything for me?
I don't know. No,
Thank you for doing
I don't
this.
know. Yeah, I don't know. Life's treating you well. I like your cats. This is only the second time I've ever been to this
Is
house.
that right?
I went to one Christmas party here.
And yeah, and
I
then
think Nick was like very little.
COVID happened. Then we got the place in Jersey.
Yeah.
So now we haven't really had a Christmas party since then. We've been doing like November parties, like early, like late October, early November,
Yeah.
and the Christmas party is going away.
Yeah.
You were at some of those Christmas parties where we'd have like fucking 200 people in the
Yeah.
house. It was outrageous.
Yeah. Your old place was
Yeah,
at 12th and
yeah, 1,200 square foot house.
yeah.
Yeah, and just fucking nuts to butts.
Yeah. No, that was fun though.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember I brought like my brother-in-law once. I think that was the year it was the weather was really bad, like the snow or
Oh
something.
yeah, that was a great one. It was like 30 inches of snow in there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah, that 95, 96 storm you were talking about was like a 25, 30-inch snowstorm.
Yeah, I still have in my parents' house, I have two pickle jars full of snowballs
Yeah,
from like the 95, 96 blizzard.
yeah.
People are like, what are you going to do with them? I was like, I don't know, but like they've been in there so long. Like my mom could throw them out, but I think it's more of a nostalgia thing that she keeps them in there. It's just like two like dill
Yeah.
like pickle jars. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. I forgot one question I wanted to ask you. You have several tattoos. What's your favorite tattoo?
I think probably this is a 1997 Scripps National Spelling Bee trophy
Yeah,
and the winning word.
yeah,
I wasn't in it, but it's always been this thing between me and my friends when I was in like high school. We happened to watch it on like ESPN2, and
yeah.
the girl who won, Rebecca Sealfon, she was just so bizarre and like didn't care, and she was out there, and I just thought it was hilarious. Like when she wins on the word you and him, she's like screaming and stuff. So me and my friends always joked about it, and I was like, I'm gonna get a tattoo of her. And my guy that I go to was like, maybe don't get a tattoo of a random person's face and when they were a little kid. Why don't we just do like the trophy and the word? I was like, okay, that works.
And how do you spell the word?
I'm not gonna scream it like she is, but EUONYM.
I think I remember this girl. She was super bizarre, right?
Yeah, she would whisper into her
Oh,
hands,
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of like Mary Catherine Gallagher.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, she was a super awkward, like
The,
homeschooled in Brooklyn. Yeah,
but fucking expert spelling bee person.
yeah.
Do you know what that word means?
So it's like when you have a name that also describes what you do. Like if your name was Jim and you worked at the gym, or
Uh,
oh God, what's the one example? I can't think of it now.
uh,
Oh, God, what's his name? Tito's Vodka. The guy's name is Tito Beverage.
yeah. Oh, okay.
So it's like your job, but it's also your name. Like it,
Right,
it just happens to describe what you do.
right. All right.
Yeah.
I love that you know everything about the word.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was like, people are gonna ask me. I should
Yeah. It's,
probably figure it out.
and do you have any tattoos that you regret?
Oh yeah, me and my best friend when we were younger, we got that dumb mustache on our finger. Regret it. I was
It's
told
just
it'll wear
stupid.
off and it hasn't, but it's crooked. It was the first one that this guy ever did, and like I always see this meme that says, "Hey, girls from the early 2000s with that mustache on your finger, how are you doing right now?" Like you can't be possibly be doing well. Yeah. No, other than that, I let a friend who was apprenticing do that. It's like a knife
Yeah,
and it kind of my friend's like, "I like it. It looks like a prison tattoo." I was like, "Yeah, I forget it's there because it's on the back of my arm."
yeah,
But
it's not that
yeah.
terrible.
No, other than that, no.
I've seen a lot worse tattoos than that one.
Yeah. I pretty much like all mine.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, this is fun. And until next time, I'm out.